Hello, Living Hope. Today I want to speak to you about returning to worship. I want to speak to you about safety and some of our procedures. Proverbs chapter 22 verse 3 says, "A prudent person foresees danger and takes precautions. The simpleton goes blindly on and suffers the consequences." So we want to be the wise people that take precautions. And here are a few changes that we're going to make. One, we will publish our safety plan and post it around our entire church campus, especially around the sanctuary and our church buildings. Also, soon they will be published on our media pages, our Facebook, etc., and our website. Number two, hand sanitizers and masks will be provided at the entrance of the church. We have plenty of hand sanitizer and masks on hand. It'd be nice if you could bring your own mask, but if for some reason you forget or can't get one, we will provide masks for you. Three, we will wear masks, which is kind of a hassle. Some people might say, well, I don't need a mask, I'm not going to get sick. But it's really not about you or your faith level. It's about other people, your brothers and sisters. And so love demands that we protect one another. And so we're going to wear masks, even though it's kind of not fun wearing masks, but we will do so as we return to worship. Number four, ushers will be taking temperatures as people are signed in for worship. At the entrance of the church, we'll be taking names and phone numbers. I know that's real different, but best practices, and I think the state order now requires that we take names and addresses so that there can be tracking. All big change, but it's worth it to be God's church. Very different, but so anywho, we will be taking temperature with a touchless thermometer. We won't even touch you. It's kind of like a little gun thing. Take your temperature. That way we make sure that people are entering into worship without fevers or signs of illness. Five, Jesse Rodriguez, Pastor Jesse, who's also the Buildings and Grounds Chair, will make sure that the building is arranged in such a way where people are able to social distance at least 8 feet or more. I believe he's going to skip rows and stagger left, right, left, right. There'll also be sections for families so that entire families could sit together and worship. And of course, we'll provide sections for single people. But Jesse will ensure that we have proper social distancing in our church sanctuary. Sixthly, I believe Sylvia Rodriguez will arrive at the church 30 minutes early before church services to sanitize our restrooms. That way, we don't have to be doubly afraid if nature should call. Excuse me if that was a little gross. But she will be sanitizing the restrooms. Children will also sit with their parents. For the near future, as far as we can tell, there is no children's ministry. Children, because it's very hard for them to social distance, will be, for safety's sake, sitting with their parents. Tonight, our elders will decide whether or not we're going to have church inside or outside. We were planning to have church inside our church sanctuary, but a recent state order says that if we meet inside, we cannot sing any songs. That would make church really different. So tonight we're going to discuss whether or not we should have church outside. If we do have church this Sunday outside, we will have sanitized chairs before and after, and we'll be able to sing outside. So we will find out Sunday whether we're singing outside or whether we're just thinking about music and lyrics to ourselves inside the church sanctuary. Some other changes, and I hope we're flexible, is that church will no longer run 60 to 80 minutes. On a good Sunday, it was 60 minutes. On a bad Sunday, when I really was going for it was 80 minutes. Now, church is only going to be 30 to 40 minutes, hopefully 30 minutes, 40 minutes tops. A couple of reasons for that. One, our children have a short attention span. The children will have a children's message, a children's sermon. Rosemary will provide that in the children's ministry. They will also be given a activity packet so that during worship they can keep themselves busy. But the reality is children cannot sit too long. So church is going to be a lot shorter, 30, 40 minutes. My sermons will be shorter. Some of you are sad. Some of you are very happy about that. So that's another change. Church will be shorter. Second reason for that change is that people are less likely to get sick if we're in the same room for shorter amounts of time. Outside, I guess it's not that crucial. But if we're inside, a shorter worship service is definitely safer. Another change that some people are going to hate is that for the foreseeable future, there's no donuts or coffee. Yes, we could stand around with masks and fellowship, 6 feet, being careful, but the practice of hands-on donuts and coffee and all that other stuff, for right now, we're not going to do it. That might change soon if we could come up with some creative ways of safely distributing donuts and coffee, but for right now, we're going to forgo coffee and donuts. Now, for those who don't feel comfortable returning to church, or for those of you whose living circumstances, you live with elderly people or people who have pre-existing health conditions and it's just not prudent for you to return, we have good news. Soon, our online ministry will be enhanced and the quality of it should be a lot better. We were awarded a $7,500 grant. And so that's to cover reopening costs, but also new equipment. First Pres has purchased 2 cameras, software, some lighting. We're going to check that out. And if it goes well at First Pres, we're going to purchase the same type of equipment at Living Hope. So we'll have 2 cameras, better software, so that our presence online and our live streaming will be a lot better. The second thing is that for right now, you could stream live on Facebook. And if you don't have Facebook, then you could see our services a day late, maybe on Sunday night or Monday morning on our church's YouTube channel. Because we definitely value and affirm those of you who do not feel called to return to church. Unity is very important. The Bible says to mourn with those who mourn and rejoice with those who rejoice. And we're one in Christ. And so those of you who are staying home, we're one with you. And if you happen to have challenges or loved ones that are sick, we are called to mourn with you. Likewise, you're called to rejoice with us, those of us who are returning. So as one body of Christ, we're called to see each other as one. We're called to affirm each other's circumstances and be with each other in one another's unique circumstances. And we're called to celebrate or suffer with one another. And to affirm the fact that God has made all kinds of personalities. Some people are bold, some people are cautious and reserved. God made both personalities, and we should be unified and support both. Let's have love and unity as we return this Sunday, July 12th. See you in a few days. I'm excited and looking forward to it.